Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review recap. It's gonna be something for the episode of Star, season 2, episode 5. Now, I am contemplating if I'm going to continue reviewing Star. I mean, there are shows that I watch for my entertainment, and then there are shows that I watch that I review. For instance, I watch Scandal. I watch How to Get Away with Murder. I don't review those shows simply because everyone watches them, and even though my channel isn't about views, at the same time, it's about views, so to speak. So sometimes, and I say that because it takes a good hour to, 2 hours to watch a show, take the notes on the show, review the show, upload the show. And sometimes I do that when I could be reviewing another show that I really want to review. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep reviewing Star. I honestly don't. Simply because, I like the show, but sometimes I feel like it's just too much. Like, I will continue to review Empire and everything because I do enjoy Empire more than I enjoy Star. But sometimes Star, for me, isn't worth reviewing. And I know that's harsh to say, but I enjoy I enjoy watching it, but I don't want to have to watch it and review it sometimes. So I don't know. The episode from yesterday, and it's also because so much stuff come on Wednesdays. You have Empire, you have Star, I have Queen Sugar, and I have Black Ink Crew. So for me, I work a full-time job. I don't get off work until 7, 8 o'clock. I get home, and then I'm up late doing stuff. So that's why I'm like, I don't know about Star, but I'm going to review this episode, and let's see how many people watch it and comment and be like, no, keep reviewing it. So we shall see. But I'm gonna still watch the show. I do like the show. But we see this particular episode picks up, and I was confused in the beginning because Derek and Alex was arguing, and I'm like, well, what the hell are they arguing for? Why is he putting her out? And he like packing her bag, like, get out, you a liar. And I'm like, what the hell she do? He done found out her ass stealing. And no, lo and behold, no, he didn't find out that she didn't have a miscarriage, that she actually went and had an abortion. He pissed off. You a liar. I can't believe you lying about stuff. You and all this otherness. And she like, what are you talking about? Let's talk about this. He's like, no, you're a liar. And she's like, you know what? Fine. I was tired of pushing your ass around that wheelchair anyway. I'm like, well, damn. They got into a real ass argument. I guess it is what it is. But, come to find out, no. She was daydreaming. She was just, in her head thinking about what would happen if he found out that she didn't do it. She was actually like daydreaming on the porch about to take trash out. So, from there we see Star and Noah, and they basically just having sex in the studio. Because Star out here thotting and bopping, basically. And it seemed like Noah really liked her, which I don't like the fact that Noah likes Star. I don't. I would have preferred, honestly, if Noah liked Alex. Because I feel like Star is out here thotting and bopping with too many people, and people who she be thotting and bopping with don't last on the show. And I like Luke James, and I like his character, and I feel like, he ain't gonna last long because he always thotting and bopping with Star ass. And when he like, wow, we gotta keep having sex in the studio. And y'all just having, this germs is all over the place. And, he like, why can't we go back to my place to get a hotel room or whatever? And she's like, no, that's too serious. No, this is just sex, and we don't need any distractions. And they, keep going on to have sex in the studio. From there we then see Simone, who's still at juvenile. Is she in juvie? Like, is she I don't know where to start. Because I'm like, where do you go where some people is like they can't go nowhere, but you can go somewhere and all the rooms is like sales? Is that how juvenile is? I don't know, because I ain't never been in, I don't never want to go. So we see that her roommate Karen, a girl who was kind of her friend, who's a bad influence. Yes, she's a damn bad influence. She's being basically asked to leave the room by the COs or whatnot. And they're like, where is she going? What is she leaving for? You can't make her go. Now, her and Simone trying to fight the dang on security guard. Like, where are you taking her? She can't go. No. I'm like, Simone is spoiled. she's had a rough life, absolutely. But at the end of the day, she just makes dumbass decisions sometimes. And sometimes she just gets on my nerves. Because I'm like, you so concerned with this girl who you barely know, to the point to where she can get you in trouble. But, she like it, I love it. So, they take the girl out and they don't know what's going on. She's just being taken out of the room that her and Simone share. So from there, Simone get at the house and Simone is there and Carlotta, everybody at the shop. Alex is there, Star is there. And, Simone come in like, what did you do? And Carlotta like, what are you talking about? And she was like, they took Karen away and I know you don't like her. And I'm like, girl, I didn't do nothing. They probably got their own rules and regulations about people missing curfew. You need to be quiet. You lucky that they still letting your ass up out of there. So she's like, whatever. And so from there, they kind of talking about their next show. They doing this whole showcase thing that Ayana has them doing. And they're talking about, one, changing their name. Their name is Big Trouble. I think that is a dumbass name. And they also want to pick a song to perform. So as they're talking in the kitchen, in the hair salon, in the house, it's all that. It's a kitchen, it's a hair salon, it's a home, it's haven for children, it's all kind of stuff. And here come High Heel. I'm looking like, why is he walking through like somebody's drunk uncle? What? I'm like, oh yeah, because this is his old ass living in out back in the trailer. So I guess his kitchen is Carlotta's kitchen and Carlotta's house. And he's basically giving his 2 cents about what they should do. Now, as Carlotta saying, we have to pick a really good song. We have to impress these A&R execs. Because if we impress these A&R execs, Ayana got to get off y'all back because they like y'all. And she wouldn't be able to just kind of push y'all to the side. So High Heel like, I have some great beats and y'all should work with me and I'm a great producer. Since when? Since when? And they like, oh, here he goes. So she like, look, Carlotta. It's like, look, we don't need your help. Go ahead on about your business. And he like, you know what? I'm going to be a popping producer soon. Y'all going to be begging to work with me. I feel like High Heel looks like somebody's drunk ass uncle who's dirty, who has not take a bath. You always had that uncle come around and he smelled a little bit funny, like he probably didn't take a bath that particular day because he been hanging out and getting high or something weird like that. And don't nobody leave him in the house by himself because he's still. That's what I remind me of. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we see Ayana's father has come to see the record label. And he's this big exec as well as, it's bigger than her actually. And he's played by Richard Roundtree. Now, if you don't know who Richard Roundtree is? Does anybody know? Do you know? Do you know anybody? Richard Roundtree played Shaft. Richard Roundtree also played Gabrielle Union's father on the Being Mary Jane cast. He's also played all kind of other stuff. But he's still Shaft to me. And, he's basically, they're having conversations or whatever, and we know that Ayana is trying to impress him. And it seems like he respects her as a businesswoman, but she just hasn't proven herself to be as successful, as he said, as her siblings. And I'm looking like, well, damn, Daddy, that's a, kind of hard thing to say to your daughter, but you know what it is. She brings up how she signed Gigi, who is Keke Palmer's character, and he's like, well, you can't take credit for her success because I built her. She was my protege, and I cultivated her talent. You got to get your own Gigi. Is that what you're trying to do with this whole showcase thing? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to build it up, and it's going to be what it's going to be. And, he basically tells her, I hope the label is everything you need it to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, well, damn, really? That's how you do her? So, from there, we see Brody. Brody, who was Star's father, and who was played by, is it Stephen Dorff? I just remember him as the crazy vampire in the first Blade movie. That's what I remember him from. I know he's probably played in other stuff, but that's what I know him from because I love the Blade series, and he was the first bad vampire guy in Blade. So, yeah, but he's on the phone with somebody, and we don't know who this person is at this particular. I guess I'm going to keep reviewing Star because I'm all into this. God damn it. So, he's on the phone with someone, and he's just, we know he up to no good. Because he's like, it's going to take him a minute to get the money. We have to take some time. I tried that, and that didn't work. And, we just have to, I think I have another way in. So, clearly, he using and abusing his daughters to get to their money and get in their pockets. We see that's clearly happening. So I'm like, okay, he's still a snake up in these streets. So from there, we see, High Heel has now went to meet with Ayana because High Heel seems to think he is a real producer. And he ain't produced shit, but he didn't produce no children. He didn't produce nada, okay? And from there, he's basically asking her, hey, I want to work with some of your artists and produce some of their stuff. And she was like, no, all my artists is already working with somebody, so no. She said, but I will buy your beats. And he was like, no deal. And she's like, okay, well, bye. And he started to leave out and everything, but then he stopped and tell her, we're kind of the same. We're both getting too old to be in this business, and you haven't even had any success as your siblings have, and eventually your people are gonna start saying, that she doesn't have it. And I'm like, well, isn't this the cattle called the pie black? You ain't nothing either. Okay? So you can't come up to somebody else who not nothing, who think they not nothing. At least she working towards her goal. High Heel scamming A and B to get to C and D and can't either E, F, or G. So I'm like, you need to go ahead and sit down somewhere, High Heel. So, when she was like, bye, leave. He leaves, and it is what it is. So, what do we see next? Noah walking up on Star. Again, I don't like them as a couple. I feel like they might grow on me and it's going to be mad. I'm going to be mad about it if I let them grow on me. But I just don't. I feel like Star hops from penis to penis. And I want her character to be more than that. And that at this point in time, that's all that she is. So, he's like, hey, come on, little white girl. Whatever. And she like, I told you, we're not gonna make this public. Keep this on the low. And he like, well, how low do you want? She's like, I don't want anyone knowing. Like, I don't want my name coming up in any conversations unless it's about my music. I've been through this before, and I just don't want to get that. I need to know, ain't Star only like 18? Like, ain't she a brand new person in these streets? Like, because she was in foster care when she first left her sister. Was left to get her sister. And they were saying how she's almost 18. She is literally just an 18-year-old kid. And she out here jumping from penis to penis. I just can't take it. I can't take it. So, yeah, but he like, well, okay, I get it, But I'm like, you too young to even be in these streets like that anyway, girl. Talking about you been through this before. Girl, be quiet. You ain't been through nothing at 18. So, she's like, all right, cool, I get it. So, as they talking, we see a person pull up, a little cute little light-skinned thing. Hey, what's your name? We see that this is actually Noah's friend, Lucky, his best friend. They're close. And he's pulling up in a new car. And I think the car must have been Noah's car. But we'll talk about that later. So, he's like, oh, so this Star, this what you be talking about all the time? He like, man, shut up. And she's like, oh, I told you. And he's like, nah, man, he cool. He my people. He fine. He ain't gonna say nothing. So she's like, okay. So then who pops up as they have that whole little conversation? Here come Brody. And Brody, I feel like, he's saying how he wants to still see Simone and how he's trying to make up for lost time. And Star not having it. And truth be told, I wouldn't have it either. I think people who are absentee parents have this idea in their head that if they fuck up, they can just come back years later and say sorry. When you didn't had years and years and years of aggression or hatred or just disdain for a person who left you high and dry, it don't go away because they come back and say, I'm sorry. That ain't how it works. And if you truly trying to make amends for your past, if that person saying, give me some space, you don't keep popping up in their face because it's going to keep pissing them the hell off. I mean, you can pop up here and there, but you can't be popping up all the goddamn time. But Brody, as we know, he got an end game and he trying to do something, and we know it ain't going to be good. So, start like, whatever, I ain't having it, you've been gone this whole time, you miss Mom killing herself, you miss Simone trying to kill herself, and how she up here smoking herself out, and now she up in juvenile, you miss all of that, okay? Get your ass on somewhere. It's basically what she was saying. But when Noah saw how the conversation was kind of getting a little heated, him and his friend Lucky stepped up, side by side, was starting between, like, you okay here? It's a problem? And she was like, no, I'm good. And Brody walks away. And what was cool was, Lucky looked at Star and said, if you got him, if you got him, you got me too. Okay, I get it. And truthfully, that's how real friends are. When someone is like, I got you, you got me, we got each other, we all together, and that's what it's gonna be. I'm the same way. If I'm out with my friend and she got her friend with her and some pop off, we both on your side, okay? And that's what Lucky basically was. So that was kind of cool. But we see Ayana sees one, the whole, I don't know how much she saw, but she saw the end result of it with them basically standing up for a star or whatever. So from there, we see, Noah and Lucky in the studio, and I think they was like smoking some weed or something. And then Ayana walked in, and she's like, I need to talk to him. So Lucky leaves out, and she basically tell Noah, why you trying to be this bad boy, Justin Bieber type thing, and you need to, tighten up on your lyrics, make your sound a little bit different. Don't be the same old, and you need to stop hanging out with felons. Talking about Lucky, he like, man, that's my man. He ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We ride together. We best friends or whatever. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And then he like, you got that sister. And she was like, you on my label, so do what I say and stop calling me sister. And she walk out. And I think she's true for a little bit of it. When you get signed to a whole new label, you don't want to do the same old. You want to be better than what you were before. Stop trying to be lazy and have that same ass sound. You know what I'm saying? Just do something with yourself. And stop sleeping with stuff in the damn studio. So the next thing we see, Noah, who was Luke James, played Johnny Gill in the New Edition story. Now we know Elijah Kelly was on the show, who plays Andy. He played which BB? He played not Michael Bevins, Ricky Bell. He played Ricky Bell in the New Edition movie. So in this, Andy the assistant in this TV show. So he go to High Heel's house. I'm looking like, did you stalking people? So High Heel like, oh, did Ayana send you? And he like, she don't send me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And he basically say, I liked your beats and I want to give you, some info on one of her talents who don't have any producers. And he like, who? And he like, it's him. Really? So, I mean, I like Elijah Kelly. I think he's cute. I think he's talented. But they keep adding more and more singers on this damn show. I'm just like, man, can we just get this stopped? Just cut it out. So, he sing a little ditty. Sing a little ditty. I'm so in love with you. I'm so in love. He do that whole thing. And then he like, well, President Obama did it better, because he sang it one day too. He like, but I like your voice. Come on, let's do this music. But then, so they in the studio, they in his trailer, going over this song and, singing things. And he like, well, let me switch up this stuff on my music. And, it is what it is. And then who pops up out the blue? His nephew, Angel, whose music it really was. He stole the music from his nephew, trying to pass it off as his own. And Angel, who was played by Evan Ross, who was Diana Ross's son, who was Tracy Ellis Ross's little brother, who was Ashley Simpson's husband, and who was an actor in his own right, okay? He's playing, Angel. And he's like, oh, your music, huh? And he's like, oh, man, Angel. You're like, who was that? He call you Unc? He like, yeah, this is my nephew. It's really his stuff. And he's like, oh, man. So, in the meantime, in between time, High Heel was talking to Angel like, I was going to bring you in. I know what it is. Da, 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 da. He basically spinning him a little bit. He like, but let's be partners in this. You know what I'm saying? Because 50 of something is better than 100% of nothing. Meaning, I have the connection with Ayana. You need me to get this. But I be looking like, but you need me to finish it. So how about it to be 60-40? Because I'm a talent. But he like, all right, get up boy in here and let's do this. And then he's like, well, he needs to change up the tempo, change up the verse, change up something. And then he starts singing. And he like, oh my God, you can sing too. Okay, we got something here. I'm like, here they go. It is what it is. So from there, we see it was a little scene where like Noah found Alex in the studio in the dark, and he like, what's wrong? And she like, I got a man. I don't need you flirting with me. He like, I ain't flirting with you. I caught you. Well, not caught you, but I found you in the studio in the dark. Something must be wrong. But of course, she don't talk about it because that's just what she do. She's like, I'm fine. I'm out of here. And then she runs off. Alex need to get her feelings in check. A lot. we next see, Brody visiting Simone and Juvie, and they're basically talking. He's like, I'm sorry, I was screwed up back then. You've always been like a daughter to me. And I would have been like, well, where you been all these years, bro? Where you been? But he, said how he messed up or whatever. And she's like, you left because of me? And he was like, no, it had nothing to do with you. Me and your mom wasn't going to make it anyway. Don't think it had anything to do with you. And I was an idiot for not sticking around. And at the same time that her and him is talking, we see Stars calling her, but she not answering the phone. So, as Stars calling her, she was sitting there talking to Noah. Noah walked up and he was basically asking her, was she okay, based on the interaction with Brody earlier. And of course, at first she was like, I don't want to talk about it, leave me alone, being kind of bitchy. But she comes back and she says, remember when you said that, sometimes I had issues? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, well, he's the reason why. And she kind of walks off, which means like she told him a little something, but didn't tell him everything, but let him know, that's one of the reasons I am the way I am. And he's like a trigger for me. So then we see Alex. She done left the studio, she's all mad or whatever, where she at. And her favorite stealing stuff, that's what I'm going to call it. Her stealing stuff, because the store she go to, she steals stuff. And she's trying on some clothes, and she's asking the sales associate, oh, where is so-and-so? I guess it's the same person she usually sees, that white girl who stole that jewelry from last time. And the girl was like, oh, she's not here. I wanted to help you personally. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, do you have any jewelry that'll go with this outfit? And the girl was like, yeah, that bracelet you stole last time will probably go good with it. She was like, excuse me? And she was like, we have you on camera, Miss Crane. And Alex's whole face was busted. Did you think they did not have you on camera that time? And my thing is, if stuff keep coming up missing when your ass is there, you think they're not going to look at it? Come on now, don't be stupid. But I guess sometimes she is. So, we then see Carlotta basically saves Alex from being arrested, because it turns out the sales manager who told her we have you on camera, Carlotta does the girl's hair. And she like, don't thank me, because Alex was like, thanks so much. It was a big mix up, And she's like, no, don't thank me. Thank her hair, because, if I wouldn't do her hair for the past 5 years, your ass would be arrested. You up here boosting. It wasn't no mistake. And she was like, but I get it. You've been going full force since you came to LA. Everything that's been happening. How you doing? Have you been able to basically decompress? And she's like, you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm going to be okay. And then she's like, Alex. No, she's like, Alexandria, be still. Just be still. And they at church. And she was like, I don't believe in this stuff. I'm like, you don't believe in what? You in church? What you don't believe in, Alex? Don't you tell me your ass don't believe in Jesus. Don't you do it. And turns out, she don't believe in Jesus. And she's like, Alexandria, just be still. So Alex kind of just calms herself, and she's finally still for a moment. And of course, she just starts sobbing and crying, which everybody do in church when you ain't been in church in a while, and God just starts talking to you, and then you just feel like, oh my God, God, just help me, Jesus. It's kind of what she didn't do that, but she just kind of started breaking down, crying. And she was like, I don't believe in God. And, she admits how she then says, I didn't have a miscarriage. I had an abortion. They said Derek would never walk again, and I just couldn't, put more on him than what he can handle. And I made the decision for me. I felt so alone by myself. And it's like, I just made the choice for me. So Carlotta, like, I understand being alone and scared, when I was pregnant with Cotton. Because I was alone and scared, I was going to have an abortion. But I ended up not doing it. And then she was like, was it because of God? And she was like, well, yeah, kind of. It's like, what do you mean? She was like, well, you can't have an abortion when you're in prison. And I was like, oh. So the thing was, God put her in prison so that she could have her baby, because if she wasn't in prison, she would have had an abortion, and then Cotton wouldn't have been here. So, she told him, she was like, I feel like if I tell Derek, he'll leave me. I just know he'll leave me. And she's like, you gotta tell him, you can't keep this a secret. And then she was like, you have to tell him before it breaks you. Which is true. Because that's why Alex is acting out, because she has all this stuff on the inside of her and she can't take it. And it's just messing with her, on every single level. So from there, we see Simone is back in juvenile, but basically she only back. The scene only show her going back, and Karen, the girl who she was roommates with, is packing her stuff. She's basically being reassigned or moved to a different facility because of her late curfew stuff. And then she's like, there has to be something we can do about this. Is what Simone was saying, and she was like, I ain't you. You know, they really got me in here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nobody who care about me. How people care about you? It's just me. No one cares about me. Shoot, when I'm gone, you probably won't even remember me. And then Simone kisses her. I'm like, Simone, you gay now? Simone's a lesbian, Star's a whore, and Alex is a damn thief. I just can't take these girls seriously. And she's like, but I remember this when she kisses her. And then, of course, Karen walks off. I'm pretty sure she'll be back in some capacity because that's just what happens. So, we see the girls, and they're at their showcase. They have changed their names from Big Trouble to Take 3. It reminds me of After 7 for some reason, but I don't know why. But I think Take 3 is a good, it's a cool name or whatever. And they perform a song. It was a cool song. I did like it. It was a slower song. It was basically about being sad, about being broken, and time healing our wounds, but sometimes times not healing wounds because it still hurts. But it was still a good song. I think it was a great performance with their vocals. I do feel like at times they don't showcase Simone's vocals the most. I think they try to emphasize on Star's vocals. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. And we see as they're singing, Brody is there. So Brody walks up in the middle. I'm looking like, oh, you trying to affect him like that, Brody? Okay. So after the show, we see them confronting Brody basically. And Simone's like, I invited him. Because Star's like, I told you to stay away from us. And that's when Simone says, no, I invited him. And she's like, for whatever reason, Simone is trying to let you back in, and I don't know why, but I told you to stay out of our life. And then she's asking Simone, like, why are you letting him back in? It doesn't make any sense. Do you not remember what he did? And Simone and Alex are both saying to Star, you never forgive anyone for anything. And that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not about you. And she's like, but you don't need him. You have me. But it's not about you, Star. It's not about you. Okay? And as Brody's trying to talk to them, Karla like, you need to leave because you the cause of all this. And again, as I said before, you can't want to help someone or want to get back in someone's life, but you are causing turmoil by coming back all of a sudden trying to just input yourself, in. It's the equivalent when you try to charge your phone and you keep trying to push the cord in there and it won't fit, and you don't be like, well, why won't you have to sometimes take your time and figure out where it fits, to get it in there. So we do see, Brody end up leaving after saying, I just wanted to see y'all sing. But from there, so they then performed, Ayana liked the performance. It was a good performance. Then we see High Heels nephew Angel and Andy is a goddamn on duo. I'm like, now how they performing a duo song? They performed the song that Angel wrote, and I'm like, how they get signed to the? I was confused because I thought the showcase was for certain talents on the label. I didn't know either one of them was on the label, and I'm guessing because Andy was I don't know how it happened, but it was like they on here in Kanye West fashion singing a song. Okay, it is what it is. Ayana's not happy about the surprise because she's like, I don't like surprises. But as she said that, her and Lance Gross's character named Maurice walk away. Maurice is A&R. And I'm like, well, where the hell are they going? So outside of the concert, Star's out there, Noah's out there, his friend Lucky is out there, and Lucky is getting pulled over by the police. And the police is saying stuff like, you have to let us know if you are on probation. You need to let us know your status. And then Lucky saying, y'all have to let me know why y'all put me over. And they're kind of going back and forth. So Ayana's out there, Maurice is out there, Star and Noah, and everyone's trying to calm it down for different reasons. Star is like, it's okay, it's not his car, it's actually, Noah's car, everything's okay. But, Lucky, like, y'all need to say why I was pulled over. You got Noah saying stuff. It was a lot going on all at the same time. So when all this is happening, on the inside, Angel and Andy ass still singing. Okay, they ended up singing their little hearts out. But on the outside, it's a whole situation going on. So everyone is talking. Everyone is talking. You know, Ayana saying, let's calm down. You know, Marisa saying, let's calm down. You know, Noah's a little bit turned up. His boys a little bit turned up. Not too turned up. They just trying to say to the police, you should have let me know why I was pulled over. I didn't do anything. You just did that because I'm a black man. Okay, we see that. So from there, everyone's talking. And Lucky puts his hands to his pocket, and the cops, pow, shoots him dead in the chest. And I'm looking like, bruh. I mean, it was a clear representation of what happens in real life. You know, I don't think, was I shocked that it happened? No. Because once I saw the police out there, I kind of figured what was coming up next anyway, so I wasn't surprised. But at the same time, I was surprised. You know, everyone is kind of shocked and panicking, like, oh my God, what's going on? Noah saying, you shot him. What? Why you do that? Oh, you gonna shoot me now too? I thought he was going for a gun. He's like, no, you didn't. You knew he wasn't going for no gun. You shot him because he's a black man. You was scared. You know, don't be lying. So he's panicking and panicking and panicking. You know, started saying, why you just standing there? Call 911. Because the cop done shot him and they ain't called for backup. They ain't called for nothing. And you know, Star's yelling, you know, Ayana's yelling about, you know, this, we calm down, you know, this is gonna be all over the shade room. He like, bitch, fuck the press. My boy got shot, you know. He like, stay with me. Stay with me. Lucky on the ground bleeding out, and as all this is happening outside, all this craziness on the inside, they in there partying. Okay? Partying away. And it kind of just shows how things happen. And it's basically just not fair. And so, you know, just to make a long story short, yes, he ended up passing away. You know, the cop had only been on the force for maybe a month. They were showing how Angel and Andy was saying how they had been put over before, and Andy saying how he had been put over at the same, you know, like in the same area. He's in his suit, but he's black, you know. Call a spade a spade. You know, it is what it is. So this part of the episode, which is about the unfairness that black men go through and how cops kill unarmed black men because they're scared, and how it can just easily happen at the blink of an eye and then someone's dead. So from there, you see High Heel talking to Carlotta about, you know, well, yeah, I had to reach out for my shot because, again, he didn't brought his cousin, his nephew, and Andy onto the thing, and that can take a spot away from the group that he was saying he wanted to be a part of, with just, you know, triple three or three with the girls. And Carlotta, like, you know, you just doing what you need to do. You know, you're going to probably undercut your nephew. Was crazy. And how, like, you see what happened outside, you know, nothing's ever promised. And she's like, yeah, I saw what happened outside. You know, a young black man was shot, and you making it about you. Which is true. That is what he was doing. And, you know, Star finds Noah in the studio. And, of course, he's quiet. And he's just sitting there because his best friend has just died. And he's like, he was my brother. He's my brother. You know, he was all, you know, he always had my back. I just wish I had his back tonight. You know, I was his only family. You know, I was all he had. And Star was like, you know, you did. Meaning you did have his back. You know, you did. She kisses him, you know, ever so lovely. And then he kind of just silently cries. You know, it's a hard pill to swallow. So from there, we see Simone being dropped off by Brody. And her and Brody talking about how he met her mom. And he said how they met in high school because she would like bum cigarettes off of him. But you can clearly see he thinking his way back in is through Simone, not through Star. Because Simone is the soft sister. And he's basically playing her like a fiddle. Let's just call it spade a spade. You know, we then see Alex and Derek in the bed, and he's talking about, you know, the guy that got shot, you know, he died. And then Alex says, Derek, can we pray? And he was like, pray? Really? Yeah, I just want to pray. And he holds her, and she's just crying. So, you know, that's what it is. But then she started go to Brody. And Brody comes out, and she's like, you know, for some stupid reason, Simone is trying to let you in. And I don't know why she's doing that. But, you know, I guess she don't remember everything that happened. But I do. She then says, if you mess with my sister, I will kill you. And she said it like, in case you don't know what I mean, I will kill you. And he was like, you would, wouldn't you? and she just kind of walks away. Like, don't ask no questions, won't be no issues. So then he walks back into his hotel room, and we see who he talking to, and it's Hunter's mother. Hunter's mama is the one who's setting Star up for the okie doke. She done brought Brody ass back because she's still upset that Star took her son. And I think she said before, I'm going to get my revenge on you some kind of way. And I'm like, this must be her kind of way. So the last scene of the evening is, High Heel comes to see Ayana. She's like, I knew Andy could sing. I felt like he wasn't ready. High Heel says he wants to produce him and manage him. Ayana says how, a boy was killed in front of me today, and my first reaction was about PR. So clearly I'm out of touch, and, I might not be feeling what I need to be feeling. I just want to feel something. And then her and High Heel start kissing and hugging and being all hot and heavy. And I'm like, because again, he reminds me of somebody's drunk uncle. Or because he do cocaine. He's a drug addict, okay? And as they on the couch kissing and hugging and getting hot and heavy, Carlotta walk in and sees them, and she's disgusted. They don't see her, but she see them. And then the episode goes off. So, that was my review of Star. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I had that whole thing in the beginning, how I might not do it. I'm just tired. I'm going to probably still do Star. But still, please put your comments below, and we'll see how that works out. So, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. I'm about to watch Tamar and Vince. And then I will have that reviewed as well. I have to review Queen Sugar. And so it's going to be a busy night. So